I believe a simple act of kindness can change someone's life forever. I believe it doesn't take the highest office, fame, or fortune in order to change the world. A spare moment, a smile, or something as simple as hello can impact someone's life forever. So I started Ark Project Now. This spring break, 2 friends and I took a trip to the East Coast. We decided to spread kindness however and wherever we ended up. At one point we were in a grocery store in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The lady beside us forgot her purse in the car, so we immediately pulled out the cash and asked if we could pay for her groceries. She couldn't understand why a group of teenage boys wanted to pay for complete strangers' food. We took what we had in our hand at the moment and allowed it to change someone else's life. People always ask, what would you do with $1 million? But maybe we should ask ourselves, what are we doing with what we have right now? Every little seed of kindness can be turned into a changed life. We just have to put it in the right area. Join us at arkprojectnow.com.
An Elkhart nonprofit group which travels the country to promote and encourage random acts of kindness got a brand new ride today. Not just any ride, but a new motorhome that they can also live in. WSBT 22's Ed Ernstis shows us how several local RV companies work together to make it all happen.
These guys have a pretty noble cause. I mean, this is what Jesus did 2,000 years ago.
6 different RV makers and suppliers joined forces to give back, providing this new Class A motorhome to Alex Radelich and his group, Ark Project Now, founded 2 years ago.
So ARK is an acronym. It stands for Acts of Random Kindness, and that's exactly what our team does. We found the best way to do what we do is to travel the country in an RV and just spread kindness wherever we are.
Until now, they traveled in an old RV prone to breakdowns and hard to sleep in. Word of their plight reached Jason Lippert of Lippert Components. He recently saw the group on TV and decided to help, along with others in the RV industry.
This RV is loaded for them, considering what they came from. It was a 30-year-old model. They've got all the latest amenities.
He reached out to Thor Industries, among others, to help.
And we were the motorhome supplier, so we had our portion, and others kicked in and helped out just to support a great cause that's doing wonderful things.
Alex Radelich feels very fortunate. When he and other members of his group found out that the local RV industry had ponied up to provide this state-of-the-art RV for them to travel around the country, they couldn't believe it. They say it was an answer to their prayers.
It's a blessing. We don't have to worry about what happens if the tires blow up again, and we have a shower that works, and that's a huge deal to us.
A great way to take their program on the road. Ed Ernstis, WSBT 22 News.
The group's next random act of kindness is to drive some Boys and Girls Club members to Disney World for a day.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming out today. We got a special event planned, handing this beautiful rig off behind us to the Ark Project. And I just want to say a little bit about kind of how the project got started. It was last year sometime, and one of Alex's partners, Ted, his father came to see me at the office and just wanted a few minutes, and was just passionate about what his son and his friends were doing in this Acts of Random Kindness project, and immediately got interested and picked up the phone and called Ted. And it wasn't several weeks later, and Ted and Alex came in to sit down with me, and I was just compelled by their passion to help people and run around the country and bless people and just do acts of random kindness everywhere and start this epidemic that they talk so much about on their websites and blogs. And these guys have a pretty noble cause. I mean, this is what Jesus did 2,000 years ago, and these guys are trying to emulate what he did. So it's pretty cool. And so we got to talking and realized real quick that they had just got back from an RV trip, and immediately perked up and said, well, what kind of RV do you have? And the conversation turned to, well, it's a beater, and it's older, and we have to fix it up a lot, and we can't sleep people comfortably, and we're usually taking 7 guys and somebody's sleeping on the floor. So yeah, immediately was thinking, okay, we can help these guys. We can bring industry awareness to our business and help these guys at the same time, maybe travel more efficiently and safely. And So long and short, Alex and Ted left the office, and I was pumped up, and I called Bob right away and said, Bob, you're not going to believe this. These guys are traveling across the country doing awesome things in an RV, but it's 30 years old, and probably not going to make it much longer. And what do you think? And it turned out his daughter Mackenzie went to the same school that Alex did, and I forgot how small of a community we live in. But he was immediately interested and liked the idea of it, so we figured out quick, that we try to put the money in to get the RV going, and then bring some other suppliers and supporters from the industry alongside it. And these guys have such a big mission and such big hearts and such big goals and what they're trying to do, and it's just nice to have an opportunity to be able to help these guys with their mission here. So I want to first thank Thor, Bob Martin. I want to thank Jeff Kime and John Kreider, especially the Thor Motor Coach team, for helping put this whole thing together. Without those guys, we wouldn't have a nice rig behind us. We also want to thank other supplier support. We've got Greg Ford with Dicor here, Tim Stevens with Atwood, Jeff Kime with Thor, Bob Martin with Thor, and Mark Metzler with Mito. Not here today is Todd Cleveland and Patrick. He couldn't be here. Those guys pitched in as well, and then we had Steve Holtze at Sharpline Graphics help with this beautiful graphics package. So again, I want to say thanks to everybody involved. Alex, what you guys are doing is a blessing to everybody, a blessing in the community. It's nice to have people from Middlebury in our community represent us so well, and we're just happy to be able to present this nice rig for you, and hopefully it helps facilitate hundreds of thousands of more acts of random kindness for you and your team. So I'm going to turn the presentation over to Bob Martin, CEO of Thor. He's going to say a few words and hand the keys over.
Thanks, Jason. I'll be quick because Jason really did a great job in representing the RV community. And for me, it hit really close to home. My daughter went to Northridge with Alex, so I knew the name, and I actually first learned about it on the Today Show. And just it really hit home that a group from our local community were doing acts of random kindness, and it was just an amazing story. And I did see even that they were in an older motorhome, and it hit me. It's like, how can we help these guys? And literally the next day, Jason called, and the wheels started to turn. So for us, we're proud to be part of it. It's amazing to see what these guys are doing across the nation. And we're very glad that they're going to be representing the community and the industry in a Thor Motor Coach. And I'm here to turn over the keys to their new A.C.E. Class A Motorhome.
Wow. I cannot believe that we actually get to travel in this. I feel like I'm part of some elaborate April Fool's plan in the So for those that don't know, I actually live right down the road, and I had no idea what I was going to say today. So at 1 a.m. last night, I walked over here just to kind of clear my mind and think about things. And the word grateful came up in my mind, and there's three main things that I noticed I was grateful for. I'm grateful for the family and friends I grew up with and what they taught me about love. I'm grateful for growing up in Elkhart, a city with a heart that just so happens to be the RV capital of the world. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there's something special going on here. And then I am grateful for finding my passion at the ripe age of 19 at Purdue University, and just the incredible amount of opportunities I've had to share my story and what I'm passionate about. When it comes to passion, I think it takes a certain type of person. It takes somebody that's active. And when we met with Jason, July 22nd last year was the day we were on the Today Show. We came in with some supreme confidence, and I knew right away that I met another passionate and active person. And I want to thank you guys for the RV. That's from my whole team. They're sorry they can't make it here. They're doing exams. One of our guys is in India, actually Dubai now, on his way back, and then the other two are in California. So they're sorry they can't make it, but we want to thank you guys all for being passionate and active people. That's a big deal to us. We want to thank you for inspiring others, because for those of you that don't know, our mission at Ark is to inspire an epidemic of kindness. We're 6 guys, we have a dozen hands between us, so inspire is the key word there. We can get a lot more done with a lot more people. And my last note, since I forgot it, this is That's what I get for writing a speech at 1 a.m. Oh, I want to thank you guys for being people of sacrifice, because looking at this, I know it couldn't have come easy, and we're very thankful for the sacrifices and the funds that everybody put in, and everybody's hands in this. And for those of you guys that don't know, this is definitely the gift that keeps on giving. We can't wait to get on the road with this thing and just bless people, anybody we meet. We have some bigger events planned. We're taking a whole Boys and Girls Club to Disney for the day with all of their sponsors and all of their people. We're very excited for that. And then, I guess my last thing, I think you guys are all put in your positions and have the titles you do for a reason. I don't specifically know what that reason is. I just know Ark is a small percentage of that. Because it's no coincidence I grew up in Elkhart, the city with a heart, and I believe it's my mission and my passion to take the city with a heart and spread it throughout the country. So, thank you guys.
Sometimes a small gesture can make the biggest difference in somebody's life or even just their day, but really their entire life. Now, my next guest is all about those small gestures. Please welcome the founder of Ark Project Now, Alex Radelich. Good. Alex, nice to meet you. So, Alex, explain the Ark Project Now.
Okay, so ARK is an acronym. It stands for Acts of Random Kindness, and that's exactly what me and my best friends do. We travel the country in an RV that we purchased, and we've done everything from buying and handing out flowers to taking kids from the Boys and Girls Club to their first baseball game to just creating smiles. About a year ago, we came across a family who lost everything in their house to a fire. And we went out, we raised funds, we purchased the presents, and we delivered them on Christmas Eve for them.
Really cool. So Alex, how'd you and your buddies come up with this?
I actually came up with it freshman year of college, so that was, 2 years ago. Sitting in my college dorm room, finished my first semester at Purdue University, and there was a movie on called Evan Almighty, and there's a scene at the end where they come up with the question, how do we change the world? And then they answer it, with one act of random kindness at a time. And that just really just grabbed my heart, and it inspired me. So now what we're trying to do is get Ark Project on every campus and just help students across the world do good deeds in their community. Wow. So our mission is to inspire an epidemic of kindness.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. Well, let me tell you something, folks. Alex has this really grand vision of everyone doing their part to change the world. So he's partnered up with Kind Healthy Snacks to issue our audience a challenge. This is for everybody here right now. They're giving everyone in the studio a kindness kit with everything from a $50 gift card to a bag of coins to feed people's meters with. It's all so you can pay it forward. So, so as you do these random acts of kindness and acts of generosity, we want you to take a pic of it, take a picture, and post it on Twitter, hashtag Steve Harvey Kindness. How about that? Would you do it? I think that's great, man. I want to say thanks to all my guests and all of you for watching at home. If you plan to be in the Windy City and you want to see the show in person, just hit me up at steveharveytv.com. We'll see you next time.